Jan here. Welcome to the Spiritual Medicine Digest, and I'm currently at the airport. I don't know whether you can see the planes behind me. This week has been very, very interesting because now I don't normally share a lot of stuff what's going on with Light Being Starseeds because some of the stuff that we deal with is so super weird that it's not relevant for even most of the sensitive souls. But this week, I do want to share a couple of things. So, what's been happening with all of us as we go through this ascension process, as we're getting our gifts expanded, like naturally. We don't even have to try; they're just naturally getting expanded. So for light being starseeds, those that are in a human body right now, but used to be just light, so in other words, no body, just light, who are now incarnated into a human body, they tend to, let's just say, evolve faster in a way, because they're super high vibration. Now that sometimes can cause some problems as the human body is trying to catch up with some of that rising of the vibration. But the last week's were pretty interesting because what we did find out was there was these new talents, if you will, or new as in of this dimension, this timeline, new talents that Light Being Starseeds are going to be able to tap into if they haven't already. And so one of the things we found out was that the ability to, two things, the ability to change materials, like to change reality materially. Is that a word? Materially? Anyway, so that was one of the new talents. And some of this information, these blueprints, these abilities, when they are downloaded to us, so to speak, for Light Being Starseeds, sometimes we swell. The water is a wonderful carrier of information. It holds information. And sometimes it holds it there until we can fully integrate the new blueprints, the new talents, the new gifts. So sometimes Light Being Starseeds will go through this sudden swelling, and then when they can figure out or acknowledge what it is, that talent, the gift, message, information, whatever that water is holding, they can fully integrate them, and then the swelling doesn't have to be there. So the water doesn't have to keep holding on to it, so to speak. That they can be fully integrated. And you can do Topican healing, of course, for that, to figure out what it is, what information is trying to come in, and then once you acknowledge it, you can therefore use Topican healing to integrate it fully into all of your being. Now, can we use this immediately to like levitate? Well, maybe not just yet. Maybe some of you can, but I have not done that yet. It probably take some practice, but the blueprints are there. So I'll give you a real example of this from my own personal life. So the other day, I had bought these fermented lemons in this bottle and took it out of the fridge and wanted to cut up these little pieces to put in my little apple dessert. Well, I couldn't open the bottle, and of course I just handed it to, James, my Mr. CrossFit, super fit, husband, and he couldn't open it either. And it's fermented, so there's some bubbles in there and some pressure, so it was having difficulty opening. So he says, well, you know what, just warm it up on the counter, it'll probably open later. So I'm thinking, I guess that makes sense, right? So anyway, hours go by and we're ready for bed, and I see it sitting on the counter. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta open this thing. So I grab it, and I fully expect to be able to open that this will open. And right before I turn it, it was interesting. Right before I turn it, I basically visualized it opening for me. Like sort of like an order, but without words. It's like, you're opening for me, that kind of thing. So I went ahead and I gave some effort, and it wasn't anywhere half the effort that I tried earlier. So I gave some effort. Oh, it opened. Great. Okay, good. Awesome. Great. And then my husband comes around the corner. He goes, you opened that? I said, well, yeah, you said if I set it on the counter that it would just, and he goes, no, I just tried to open it like a minute ago. And I'm like, oh, wait. And he goes, yeah, I tried to open it and it wouldn't open for me. And I'm thinking, and you left it on the counter? But anyway, so it was one of those things where first of all, I didn't have the preconceived idea that he had tried already, and therefore if he can't do it, I can't do it, right? I didn't have that belief. So I had the belief that it was gonna open, right? And then right before I tried to twist it open, I saw it, felt it opening. and then like half a second later, whatever, it opened for me fairly easily. So that was an example of like shifting materials, and notice that there has to be that 100% belief and almost like a command, like you're doing this for me, and so the other talent that's coming through for Light Being Starseeds as a blueprint right now is time bending. So the ability to bend time. Now I know this could be convenient in many different aspects, especially if you're running late for something. However, it does take that degree of stillness to be able to bend time, at least my interpretation of how this all works. So these are talents that are coming in, and beyond some of the things that we trained and did at the Light Warrior Training Camp at Omega in September. So I'm super excited to share this with you. Like I said, I don't often share what's going on with Light Being Starseeds because there's such a small percentage of people going through this, but I think it's super important this time, and so I did want to share what's going on with us. And I've not swelled as much as some people, probably because I have multiple souls, and only one of them is a light being. The other is half angelic, half Lemurian or alien. So I don't have the symptom as great to some degree. But so if you've been swelling this week and you happen to be a Light Being Starseed, you may need to get into that stone and get into that divine muscle testing and check to see, is the water that I'm, is it holding information that I need to acknowledge? Is there a blueprint there that I need to acknowledge and that I need to integrate? The word is integrate, right? Because we want to be able to integrate that. And then if it is, and you may have to know what it is, so you can check if it's either of these two, or there's a new one that's coming through for you, and then you have to be able to integrate this fully into your being, and then you can then command the water to leave, so that's like the simplified version of what you do in Topeka. So a pretty interesting week. So some announcements. Number one, speaking of the Omega Institute, I am super excited and pleased to say that I've been invited back to the Omega Institute, and we are going to hold the next Light Warrior Training Camp September 13th through 18th, I think. So those 5 days. So I'm super excited about that. So put that in your calendar and intend to come. I don't know if this is the last time we're going to be at Omega, or because I'm looking at Costa Rica and it's looking really attractive right now. So anyway, but I'm super excited to be back at Omega in September. It's gorgeous and wonderful there. It's a beautiful time of year. So put that on your calendar. So second announcement is Monday's radio show. Because I'm traveling, we're going to do a re-air of Amy Jo Ellis's Full Court of Atonement. So this is great. There's so many different ways of using the Full Court of Atonement, but basically it's if you had a problem with someone in your life, whether that be a family member, former boss, husband, narcissist, whatever, you can actually on the astral plane bring them to court and have you guys battle it out in a peaceful way with all the angels and guides and everything like that. Cool, right? So it's been a while since we had this interview, and I wanted to review this because holidays are coming up, and sometimes that can be really stressful for family and friends and, conflicts and things like that. So that's going to be Monday on the 25th of November at 12 noon Eastern. We're going to replay that, and we're going to put the link below this video. Also, of course, if you are on my mailing list at KarenCan.com, you'll also get an email Sunday night before it airs with the exact link that you can click on. This is a a recording, so you can't ask live questions, but you can listen in live and then on the replay afterwards, of course. If you happen to be on my mailing list for the webinar I did last, Thursday, which was on the Life with X39 stem cell enhancing patches, the phototherapy patches, there is a replay. So if you had registered, there is a replay, and I actually put on YouTube so you can actually forward and back, scrub the video. But only if you register can you get that, or if you happen to be in one of the Facebook groups where we've posted the replay link. And so if you were on there but you can't find the link, just messenger me or my assistant Tasha Leziak, and we can give you that link to the webinar. And so just, if somebody invited you to that other than myself or one of my team members, make sure you go back to that person to, if you were going to buy patches or become a distributor. Otherwise, if I invited you or one of my team members did, then please, contact us at patchtrainingteam.com or whoever it is that invited you, so that so you can get the best deal and get some support and help for trying out these patches. And definitely, as I'm flying, I'm definitely wearing patches. It really helps a lot because I've got like this overnight red eye, blah 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 kind of flight, right? It helps a ton. Okay, so these are the announcements for this week, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Bye for now. Lots of love.